Welcome to the Good Gut Show. It's Monday, and I'm starting a whole new section of my Good Gut Blueprint, or also known as 5 Essential Habits for a Good Gut. And this is the third one, which is called Clean Your Inner and Outer House. Okay, or outer and inner house. I can't remember. But we're going to talk about your outer house today because that's the easiest part. The easiest part is to do something that the people who wrote the book Changing for Good, which was a really landmark 1990s book about how people change. This is kind of really the first landmark book about people changing, how they change, what they do, what to do to change, which is interesting because it was written like 20, almost 30 years ago, and we really didn't have a lot of inkling before that, how people changed or what makes people change or why they don't change. So in the book Changing for Good, there is this section that they call environmental control. And let me explain what that means. Environmental control means controlling stuff in your environment, obviously. Where food is concerned, it's getting stuff out of your house that doesn't suit whatever change you want to make with your food, and getting stuff into your house that does. So does that make sense to you? Because it makes sense to me, and it's probably the easiest part of this whole Good Gut Blueprint process, getting stuff out, right? So I invite you to throw open your pantry and your refrigerator. And well, first of all, you have to decide, what diet do I want to do, or what changes do I want to do? And if it's radical stuff like going gluten-free, you might want to look at all of the things that have gluten in it, right? In other words, bread, pasta, um, others. There is this great, I think it's called the Gluten-Free Scanner, and the other one is Go Gluten-Free. I can't remember. There's apps on the internet where you can actually scan the code, and it'll tell you whether things are gluten-free or not. So I definitely get my smartphone, download that. I think it's called Gluten-Free Scanner. I'll tell you tomorrow. And start scanning stuff for gluten-free. I mean, you might want to get the obvious stuff out of your house, like the bread and the pasta and the processed stuff like the mac and cheese or frozen stuff. And what do you do with it? I mean, some people have invested a lot of money in this food. So there's a couple of ways you can go. Number one, if you want to only do this for like 30 days, if you're going to do a health self-experiment for this one, and please check out the articles. There's 3 on health self-experiments on my website, www.healyourhealthnow.com. Don't forget the now. Check out the 3. One is called Experiment Your Way to Health, starting your health self-experiment and finishing your health self-experiment. So if you go to the blog portion and you search for those, you'll see it. Or if you just go to finishing your health self-experiment, there's links for the other 2. So, and there's also a worksheet where you can actually figure out your health self-experiment. So if you're doing stuff like, well, let me go gluten-free for 30 days and see how I feel about it. If you're doing stuff like that, where it's only temporary, you might want to take your stuff and remove it to another part of your house, like your garage, or if you have storage cupboards or something like that. If you're bound and determined to make it permanent and you don't want to throw out food, and who likes to waste food? I definitely don't. You might want to donate it to a friend who needs it, or someone that you know who's like on a fixed income and needs it, or or you might want to, donate and see if you can donate to a food bank or something like that. Okay. So this is the thing. Find the stuff that has gluten. If you're going gluten-free, there are many ways to do this. Find the stuff that has gluten. Use a scanner on your smartphone. Separate it, right, from your regular food that's gluten-free, and either donate it or give it away to someone else, or store it. The fourth option is pitch it, and I hate pitching stuff, but sometimes, I cleaned out my cupboard recently. You would have been surprised how much expired stuff that was in there. Oh my goodness. I threw out, I think, 3 shopping bags full, which makes me sad, but it's true. And now my cupboard is a lot more organized. Yay! And a lot easier. You do the same thing with your fridge. Of course, the fridge stuff is more perishable. So up to you what you want to do with it. Okay. So that is all about cleaning out your pantry and your fridge. That's the easy part. The easy part is to clean that out. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about what to put in. Actually, this article, which is called "Clean Your Outer and Inner House," or "Inner and Outer House," is going to be published Thursday on my website. Again, www.healyourhealthnow.com. And you can check it out on Thursday when it's going to be published. And there's handouts, there's picture, there's posters in there, there's handouts to help you along with this. So I'm gearing it more to paleo. We haven't talked diet yet. That's next week. So you do want to figure out, what do I want to do? How do I want to clean out my pantry? But again, environmental control is the best thing. Get it out. I even had a client years ago whose husband actually padlocked his goodies. She was losing weight, padlocked his goodies. Now, I don't know if you want to go that far, but that is an option. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to talk about what to put in. So the Dietitian Jill signing off. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of the day.